Before 1985, a lot of this area wasn't drained because A, it was really dry here, and B, the farmers didn't have money to put in tile or a lot of drainage. 1985, the government snaps their fingers and says no more draining. So we have a lot of issues with getting our crops to grow in salty ground. Our challenge has been what varieties utilize that moisture, and using data is very helpful in deciding which variety can do better in those saltier areas.
I was introduced to Agworld when I first became the precision ag specialist with Frontier Co-op in Nebraska. So prior to us using Agworld, JD Farms was using another software that charged quite a bit, and we did not have the flexibility to make changes ourselves. It had to go through their own agronomists to make changes to a zone map or make any prescriptions. So that's when I suggested Agworld, because of how familiar I was with it and how simple it was to do all of that stuff yourself and not have to outsource it. The Agworld software itself is not hard to get started with. Very, very user-friendly. You can operate your iPhone, you can operate Agworld, and get pretty deep into it fairly quick without a whole lot of questions. But they do have an awesome support team. If you do have questions, and they make it very simple to understand. What I like best about Agworld is the planning. Being able to sit down and make those decisions well in advance. So it takes the guesswork out of what you're going to do the next year. You're not waiting on somebody to make a decision. It just makes things run smoother. Especially when you have several guys that you're working with, they're not always wondering, okay, what are we doing today? They have the ability to bring it up on their phone or their iPad or the computer in the office whenever they need to. So it makes just the day-to-day operations of the farm run a whole lot smoother. And it really makes everybody feel more a part of the team. Having the planning tool and the PCT tool in Agworld and being able to bring in yield data at the end of the season really helps you keep track of what exactly you did throughout the season and how well it performed. That's the kind of data that you can use to make decisions come next year. And then just being able to track that year after year and having those records not in a filing cabinet or on a desk somewhere. It's always right there at your fingertip. And then the partners that they have on board makes it that much more easier to have everything that you're doing flow into one spot.
Well, I guess why I keep farming is because it gets in your blood, and when you're harvesting a good crop and been a good year, there's probably nothing more rewarding.
What I love about farming is the ability to be your own boss and to be able to pass on your farm to the next generation. You're not working for someone else, you're working for you and your family. I love using Agworld. I don't think there's anybody that I wouldn't recommend it to.